Heyo everyone, Valiant Versatile here, and today we'll be doing a on Garde arena mode guide. So, when you first start arena mode, you need to work your way up from Cadet, and you get Master, Hero, and Legendary. Whenever you start any arena mode, the modifiers will be presented to you. So, at the beginning of each stage, there will be a modifier selection screen like this. And you'll always be inflicted with one negative status effect, and then you get to choose from one of the three positive presented to you, so you get a choice. And at any point in the arena, you could always click your current modifiers to check. Right now we have none because we haven't selected it yet, and then we can just choose, let's say yeah, deep puddles. Let's say we pick deep puddles. There you go, deep puddles, duelist scorn, hits from duelist also make you lose a lot of Beneche or Banache or whatever it's called. Your special meter bar. Oh. So yeah, these modifiers will be important. And yeah, I'm just gonna show you all the possible modifiers. So currently there's 45 positive modifiers and 21 negative modifiers. These are all randomly generated for you to pick from. Like for the positive one and negative one, you can get any one just thrown to you. You can get a really bad one, but yeah, I'm just gonna scroll through. You can feel free to pause the video or slow down the video to check out the different modifiers. All right, I'm gonna show you all of them. That's all the negative. Now we're moving on to all the positives. There you go, we reached the end. That's all the modifiers for the arena mode. Okay, so we're back. This footage you're seeing right now is actually pre-recorded, so it may not have anything to do what I'm speaking about at the current moment. So pay no attention to that. Now, as I mentioned, when you start arena mode, you're forced to choose a modifier. You cannot go without, so pick one that you like and jump right into the fight. So at the start of the arena, you spawn into a random map, and what enemy encounter you will get is based on what map and the map variation you may get. So I have a guide fully listing all the possible map variation you could possibly get, and it details all the enemy encounter, like any number of enemies you will face in the encounter. That includes the wave 1 and reinforcement wave. This also includes the boss stages as well. Everything will be linked in the description below for you to check out. So yeah, because there's no public information about arena mode for On Guard, I thought I'd make one myself. So yeah, there is now, I'm not sure if I've seen all map variation. I am only one person, so I may update the list as I go, and if I made a mistake in my list, please do let me know in a comment below, okay? Yeah, no worries. I spent a couple of days putting this guide together, making sure that I didn't make any mistake, but I could have overlooked something, so feel free to, kindly point it out that, hey, Valiant, you made a mistake in this map in particular. It actually has like 5 soldiers instead of 4, like you mentioned in your guide, and I'll be happy to update that, and thank you for it. Now moving on to the tips and strategies for arena mode. So generally, You always want to keep the modifiers you have currently at the back of your mind during fights. You can always check the modifiers at any point if you forget. Just click on current modifiers to check, and it also gives you like important information like what wave you're on, what is the boss, and what difficulty you're on, and stuff like that. So you can always click current modifiers to check critical information if you forget. Now when you spawn into a map, make sure you use your special skills, your Panache skill. I keep calling it Panache and probably pronouncing it wrong, but I'm gonna call it special skills, okay? To make it a little simpler and to make sure I'm not making any mistakes. Feel free to correct my pronunciation of the Panache in the comments below. But yeah, like during the stage, you will not like carry over your special meter to the next stage. So make sure you use all your um, special skills during the stage, and you can check, you can always refer to the map stages in the guide. Okay, I will link it in the description as I mentioned, to see the enemy encountered to plan accordingly. Maybe you're doing a specific run in mind, or you want to get through the stage a little easier by knowing what what are you going to face beforehand, you know, instead of like leaving it up to surprise. But it's up to you really, but it's always there for you to refer to. One very important thing is enemy priority in this game. It will depend on the enemy encounter you face, but generally you want to take out the weaker enemies first, like the lackeys and grenadiers, to thin the wave, and then work your way up to the more challenging and difficult enemies to take down. Okay, so make sure to fully use your environment in the map. Like I mentioned about the special meter, you cannot like you know, you once you move on to the next stage, you won't be able to use whatever is left behind. It stays behind, you know, these items, interactables. Just fully utilize your environment. Just don't be afraid to use your environment at all. There's like a lot of like props and interactables on the map for a reason. Just fully utilize them. And especially if you check out the map RNG guide, you can even plan like, okay, I have a rough idea of how I'm going to approach this fight. What props am I gonna use for certain enemies and stuff like that. A good strategy is to isolate enemies and take out as many as you can. Like you kick crates and barrels to stun or weaken enemies like soldiers, elite guards, and then kill the lackeys or go for the grenadiers, things like that. You know, isolate them and take out as many enemies as possible, thin out their numbers to make things easier for you. I see like a lot of players making this mistake to poke at the enemy and not either like they poke at the enemy, like do some damage to injure the enemy, right? And then they run away. Now, enemies in this game regenerate time if you stop attacking. So if you don't plan on finishing off your opponent, or taking, like, you know, some enemies like soldiers and elite guards have 2 health bars. If you're not gonna take off like at least half their health bar, like, sorry, take out 1 health bar, don't bother like trying to poke at them and then run away, poke and run away. It's not gonna work. You know, their health regenerate over time, and especially with the elite guards with the yellow guard bar, they basically recover much faster. So yeah, don't do that. If you're gonna go for the poke strategy, like slowly injure, you know, hit and run away strat, you need to weaken the enemy first. When, you know, build up the enemy's fatigue. It's the little orange bar at the under the health bar or guard bar, whatever you want to call it. Build up fatigue and then give them the weakened status effect. It looks like a broken shield, like their guard is broken. You know, enemies weakened cannot regenerate health. However, they do regenerate, like they do recover from being weakened eventually. And when they stop being weakened, they regenerate their health. But it takes quite a while for them to recover from being weakened. And each time you poke them, it resets the timer, I believe. So you can do the hit and run strategy once you weaken the enemy. But other than that, I don't recommend doing the poke and run strat. So lastly, I want to cover about the boss stages, the final part of the arena, and probably the most difficult for people to complete. So I thought I'd just show you a footage of me fighting Zaida, the boss of this stage, while I talk about it. So when you spawn into a boss stage, there's actually 2 map variation for any boss stage in the game. So for here, Zaida for example, you can get either this stage or the Fortress Courtyard. And basically, yeah, any boss you encounter, you can get one map or the other map. And let's talk about the bosses. So when the boss reaches like half their health, so right now you see below Zaida's name, there's 4 red diamonds. And once she loses 2 health bars, like 2 diamonds, that means additional help will spawn. And it is detailed in the map RNG guide, once again linked in the description below. Sorry to have to keep bringing it up, but yeah. Once she's half health, you can see that additional help will spawn. And the map variation will change like what help she will get. And what initial help she will get as well. Like, yeah, so when you spawn into the boss stage, you will have the the initial wave with the boss, and then once they're half health, they will have additional minions. And I think only Count Duke gets one more additional help. It's just one grenadier basically once he's down to last, like his last health. Yeah, that's basically the boss phase, how it works and all that. And I think that about covers it for arena mode. And these are the general tips and strategies for the combat and the arena mode of the game. The rest of it is just mainly playtime and experience and learning the game. And that's pretty much it. As always, if you enjoyed the video, or if you have any tips and tricks of your own, please let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'll catch you all next time. Yep, peace out.